Hey everyone, Daniel Peterson here with Back to Normal Massage Therapy. And today I want to talk about dry brushing, the benefits of dry brushing, how I came to start utilizing it, and the routine that I do when I incorporate it into my morning ritual, and the lymphatic drainage techniques that I pair with it. So, how I came to start dry brushing was back in like 2018 when I made some really big changes in my personal life and was just feeling a lot of brain fog, feeling very sluggish, and just didn't really know why these things were happening. I eventually got tuned in with a naturopathic doctor down in Florida called, his name is Dr. Robert Morse, and he's the one who first started explaining to me what the lymphatic system is, how beneficial it is, how big of a role it plays in our overall health and well-being. Because before then I hadn't heard about it because it's not something that's talked about a whole lot in Western medicine. So that is when I started to utilize dry brushing specifically to be a asset towards my lymphatic health. How dry brushing helps our lymphatic system is when we brush up the skin here, it actually stimulates those lymphatic vessels to start pumping because the lymphatic system does not have its own pump like the cardiovascular system does. So to stimulate those lymph vessels that are found throughout the body will actually get that system to start pumping. And because dry brushing also will stimulate our cardiovascular system and increase our blood flow. So between brushing, increasing the blood flow with the lymph system directly by stimulating those vessels and increasing the rate of our blood flow, those are just two ways that it can help that lymphatic system start to wake up and work in the morning. Another way to do that is through breath work. The reason why I like dry brushing in the morning is because I take a few minutes to just be present and breathe. And the reason why breath work is it can be so beneficial for the lymph system is because there are lymph nodes that are actually around our diaphragm. So by just taking some deep breaths all the way down to our diaphragm, we can increase the rate of our lymph system just through breath work. Some other benefits to dry brushing is it's a great way to exfoliate dead skin off of our body, especially now that it's winter, it's cold, dry skin is a thing. So exfoliating through dry brushing is a great way to help clear off of that waste, not only to clear off the dead skin, but to help clean the secretion that our skin has on it from a night's sleep. The largest eliminating organ of the human body is the skin. So every day when we wake up, our body is releasing these toxins and things that our body can't do anything with. It pushes it out through our skin. So a good way to clean that off is through dry brushing. Now, I like to dry brush and then get in the shower to really rinse off all of the waste that's on the skin. And if you are the type of person who likes to use moisturizer, then dry brushing will actually increase the level of absorption that our skin will take in from putting moisturizer on it. So not only does dry brushing help your skin feel soft just from the act of brushing, your skin could be even all the more softer if you are a person who likes to moisturize. Another reason why I like dry brushing in the morning is it's a stimulating effect. It actually will help the nervous system regulate and fire and wake up. A great way to start your morning off feeling invigorated. Dry brushing is also a great way to ease stress by incorporating a healthy routine where we're practicing self-help. It's a great way to give the mind a state of well-being and pride in ourselves. So not only is it a stress reducer, it's a good way to wake up. It's good for the skin. It's good for our heart. It's good for our lymph system. Dry brushing can have a very big impact in our daily routine. Now, the routine that I like to do when dry brushing paired with lymphatic drainage techniques is pumping. Now, the pumping that I do is at the base of the neck, in between the base of the neck and the collarbone. So I'll start off with pumps to these nodes because these nodes are the biggest, kind of most important nodes of the lymphatic system. So I'll start off with 12 to 15 pumps to these nodes to wake up the lymphatic system. Now after that, I'll move to the armpit because there are nodes located in the armpit. Again, I like to do 12 to 15 pumps of this area as well. Switch to that other side. And if you don't have time for 12 to 15, then do whatever you have time for. There's no wrong way of doing this. Doing it is beneficial no matter how many you do. The next technique I do, I take my Spock hands on either side of the ear and do forward circles. Now there's a big lymph node behind each ear, and that's where all of the lymph vessels in the brain flow to. So stimulating that node there is a great way to help with any sort of brain fog you may have going on, because you're encouraging that lymph that's possibly not draining in your brain to then drain to this area. The last technique that I like to do, I call them mini Heimlichs. So you're going to find the bottom of the rib cage and the belly button, find a spot halfway between the two, and do little mini Heimlichs. Go in and up. Now you don't want to do a lot of pressure, just a little bit to stimulate that lymph node found in our abdomen and get it to start pumping, just like we did with the other ones. Now, the dry brushing routine that I do, I always start off at my face, at the forehead, in the center, and then work my way out. I'm working my way to that lymph node that's found just on the other side of the ear. Working my way down the face, where I inevitably work to the node, and then down to that node in my collarbone. I'm going to work the other side. Now the skin on the face can be very sensitive, so you don't want to be super aggressive, especially when first getting into dry brushing. You do not want to irritate the skin on your face. Next, I go from the back of the neck and work my way forward, again working to that node that's found there at the collarbone. Next, we work our way down to the arms. So I always start just above the elbow and then working my way back up, because we want to clear these lymph vessels up here first before working our way all the way down, because we do not want to at any point overload lymph nodes. So that's why it's important to work in segments like I just did. Once I work all the way down to the hand, I like to do sweeps from bottom all the way back up to the top, making sure to go all the way up the arm to the collarbone. We're going to go to the other arm. Same technique, same routine. If you're OCD like me, this is a great way to curve that OCD itch by doing the same routine per side. So after the arm, I'll do the chest, the chest, and from the bottom of the rib cage up to those nodes there in the collarbone. And then when I work my way down from there, I actually go towards my hip. The reason why this is naturally these are where the vessels in the stomach are going to go, are to the points in the front of the hip. So I always work this area to right there. Same with the low back. I reach what I can and then work around to the front of the hip. Now on Amazon, you can find dry brushes that actually are on a handle, which will allow you to get the top half of your back. I just really liked this brush, and I've always had this brush, so that's why I never ventured outside of it. So yes, I am missing a portion of my back, but it just is what it is. So after my torso, I'm going to work down the leg, just like with the arm, from the kneecap up, and I'm going to brush to that point at the front of the hip. And then once I've done with that area, I go from the ankle up to the knee. And then again, big long sweeps from the ankle up to the point in the front of the hip. Same thing, other side, starting at the knee, working up to the hip, ankle to knee, and big long sweeps. And just like that, that is my dry brushing routine. So it's not something that takes a lot of time. You can do it quickly, do it slowly. It's all about just taking a minute to practice some mindfulness, take some breaths, do something good for our health, and a great way to start off the day, in my opinion. So do you already utilize dry brushing into your routine? Is this something that you'd be interested in? If so, please feel free to let me know. Ask me a question in the comments, direct message me. Don't matter to me. Let's just have a conversation. As always, have a wonderful day. Stay healthy.